Good everyone, welcome to this video. Today we have a Talisman Series episode on the Stug III F. So for those that know from the battle passes, you can actually get talismans for complete free out of boxes. And last season I only had enough warm ones to get a tank or a plane, and I went for the tank for a change. Normally I tend to do the plane first, but this time I decided to go with the tank, and well, as you can tell, we got the Stug III F, and unfortunately this is a tank that I need to have a little bit of a talk about, because personally I actually think this tank could do with going down a little bit in BR, or at least you'd think so, but actually that's not what my main point is going to be. The main point, of course, is the Panzer IV-G being at the same BR, which has a turret, has better armour in some locations, has smoke grenades which fire forwards, not out of its backside, and just overall is a more consistent tank than this thing is. Now, of course, that's not really the Stug III F's fault. It's never really gone, I don't think it's ever moved from 3.3. And quite frankly, it should be fine at this BR, but the problem is, of course, is the Panzer IV-G has just better armour. The upper casemate, of course, is 50mm, which is alright, but this used to be 50. But then some, I don't know, salty allied mains, I guess, they moaned that they couldn't shoot through the lower plate, shoot through the transmission, and then kill everyone inside the tank, so I don't know, but yeah, you can now pretty much pen this with simple AA guns, and it's quite disappointing. And if we go to the Panzer IV-G, we have mostly, obviously there are some bits where it isn't 80, but we have mostly 80 plus the tracks which add to that, and then around the front plate you have extra bits as well. So unfortunately the Stug III F just gets a bit shafted on, but hopefully we should be able to get something out of it today. I've of course assembled a bit of a beastly lineup just in case this vehicle doesn't go very well, which it could happen. But the Stug III F on paper doesn't seem like a bad tank. I mean, we do get the same gun, give or take, as a Panzer IV-G. And, well, I mean, we've got access to everything we need, like heat, which I don't use this, APCR, which you never need, smoke, and HE, like, you've got a lot. But like I said, it's just a case of why would you play it when this thing's here, even though this thing was fine where it originally was, but that's German mains for you. So, without further ado, let's go in and let's get cracking, because I haven't played the Stug III F in years. I don't play it because, like, it's one of those vehicles that you play it, but then because there's better vehicles roughly the same BR, and in our case, there is a vehicle that is better at this BR, you just kind of forget about them, you know? It's sad, really, because like the Stug III F doesn't really get a lot of love, and, well, it should, but the problem is there's only two ways to fix this problem. And that's number one, and this is a 4-3 match, so yeah, we're definitely not going to be having a pleasant time. The way you do fix it is, number one, raise the BR of the Panzer IVs, which they should, but then the German mains will go and cry on the forums. Or number two, you lower this thing's BR, and you watch as Allied players complain that their Germans have got a big-ass gun, which can basically destroy them at pretty much any range, at such a stupidly low BR, but this thing doesn't really have great armor. It's quite a weird, shall we say, dilemma. Of course, being a 4-3 match, we are going to have to play this thing a little bit more carefully. But as I said, 0.7 of a BR higher is a Stug 3G, which is better than this thing in terms of armor, and actually has a slightly longer gun. It doesn't make a huge difference, but you can see my point, and like I said, it's not really this tank's fault. I don't think Gaijin intended to mess up this Stug so badly, but, well, they're making a right pig's ear of it, is all I'll say. So, of course, being a tank destroyer and having this gun, okay. We're obviously going to be trying to play this thing quite carefully. We don't really want to get shot in this thing. As I mentioned about the armor, it's not exactly stellar, and the gun depression is not great. I mean, it's -6, but when you're facing shit like that, I'm gonna have to make sure that our shots count, and it would be nice if I could aim. That was unfortunate. I aimed just a little bit too high on that shot, but on that one, we was perfectly fine. I'm so used to, like, Panzer IVs, like, the longer barreled Panzer IV guns, just having the, like, the velocity to just not give a shit, but this one, you kind of have to lob it a little bit. I don't know if you can tell by my shooting, but I'm kind of lobbing these shots. Oh, and there's a Rinnies in my freaking path. Dude, can you move out my way, please? Okay. Deary me. Teammates these days. There goes the M4. I'm going to try and get in the low ground here. Stop the tank. I don't see anything over there. I see the marker. Well, there was a Chinook. There's something danger close. Just worried about my right side. Oh shit, hold on. Hang on, I hear a Sherman to my left. Once I don't want to ignore an SU-122 on my flank, I kinda have to. There we go. Took my time, didn't panic. Didn't really need to panic. And we dealt with that situation. That's him gone. So I mean, the gun is doing the work, and that's really what this thing is good for. The gun is good. Very good, in fact. But, as I said, it's one of those tanks that you just, like, if I was in a Panzer IV here, I would be loving this position, but because I'm in a Stug, it's a bit more awkward. Surprised that bounced, to be brutally honest. There's a heavy on my right somewhere, but I don't know exactly where it is. Thank you, sir. I'm using the cover as best I can here. Okay, he's over there.
Just keep it up, and victory will be ours.
So he's taken out, that's good. Alright, let's see if we can move up a tad. That's friendly. Okay, bombs are dropping over there, that's fine. I'm going to attempt to move up to a different position. Like I said, you don't play this thing aggressively. It's never been an aggressive tank. Whoa, 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 whoa. There, half track. Gunner loader, loading a HE round. I forgot how much I had to turn the vehicle then, but it's okay. I'll ready an AP for after. Because no matter where he pops out, I'll lob an HE in his face and he'll be done. But obviously I can't leave him. There we go. HE right in the driver's head. I think he's going to wake up with a bit more than a headache, that's for sure. Well, he was aiming at me, so kind of had to shoot him. Ooh, hang on. Thank you, teammate. You just saved my ass, pretty much. Like I said, because of the gun depression, I have to move this thing a bit more forward, which of course exposes more of the vehicle. But then there's the caveat that I'd be better off in that Panzer IV F2 at this point. Right, what I'm going to do now is a bit of a risky move.
Just a little more effort, and victory will surely be ours.
But like I said, I have no problems with this vehicle. Like, I actually think it's a pretty good vehicle. I just saw something in the... Hold on a minute. I don't know if you guys saw it as well, but there is a half-track just over that fence panel. Well, it looks like a half-track. Or is that a piece of wood and I'm just losing my marbles? I'm probably just losing my marbles. But that to me over there looks like a vehicle. I don't know why. To be fair, I am quite sleepy. So if you want to laugh at me for being sleepy, please do feel free. Ooh, resist 30. Hold on. Okay, didn't even need the AG. That's 7 kills. Come on, baby. Give me some power. Good girl. There you go. No, it's a wooden cart. So yes, feel free to laugh at me in the comments. Because I must admit that it's quite funny. Dead Lee there. I'll take advantage of that. If Cat B, I'm practically holding this flank on my own. Bar the one Zarini and that one medium over there. No, it's a train carriage, like a old knackered train carriage. Yeah, we're done well. We're not too bad. Held the flank pretty well, I think. T-50's down. I'm gonna head round the back here, I think. Yeah, we haven't done too bad in this thing. I'm gonna sit right here, I think. I would like a bit of extra front armor in this situation. I mean, preferably that M10's corpse as a bit of extra protection, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. Are we practically done here? Because it certainly feels like it. I'm going to maneuver a little bit more then, just to make sure. Yeah, they're not respawning, I don't blame them. But that's game. 7 kills, I'll take that. Not a bad result for an unloved tank. Well, I mean, there's a few reasons why it's unloved, but you can mostly thank Gaijin for that, and also German mains, because the German mains don't play this thing. Which, I mean, I can understand why, but, you know, that's not a bad result. That's for sure. So like I said, I don't think it's a problem with the vehicle. Because as we saw, the gun is pretty good, and overall it can handle itself against pretty much any threat that it will run into. The main issue is, of course, is the fact that it's just outclassed by other vehicles completely. And whilst it is a cheaper spawn than the medium tanks, chances are you're probably just going to be better off taking the Panzer IV-G anyway. But, I mean, if you do need a tank destroyer for your 3.3 lineup, this is a good option. The only other option that I would preferably say is, I would say the Marder, but actually I'm going to suggest the Sturmhaubitze, or how the hell you say that, because I'm not attempting to pronounce that. But this is another one that is also pretty good, and it actually has the Stug III G's armour, and it's 0.3 of a BR lower than the 3F, but of course, downside of that, this has a howitzer which fires heat and a questionable AP, so make with that what you will. But I hope you enjoyed seeing the Stug III F in action. Of course, with it being a relatively new talisman, it will be featured in the Should You Talisman series at some point, but it won't be for a while because obviously we're going to go through in the nation order, as we all know. But anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Stug III F in action. Hope you enjoyed the match, and I will see you all on the next one.